Well, day 4 today. More pitchers getting work in. Today's brings a little bit more excitement with the position players coming in for physicals. We got saw Cammy in the morning meeting with the staff today. Some of the guys that help out as well down here in spring training. It's great to see them too, and Cammy always brings the energy, so it's great. I think camp is going well. I think the feeling, the energy that's been here has been good, and guys getting their work in, doing what they need to do to prepare for March 27th, and I look forward to getting the position players here and the full squad tomorrow. So we can kind of continue that preparation, and it's a quick turnaround. We got 3 days before our first game, so we got a lot of work to do in the first few days of camp. So we'll hit the ground running tomorrow.
Logan Gilbert will be chatted today. Just kind of what has he meant to this organization on and off the field? And what have you seen from him, I guess?
Yeah, Logan, I think you don't talk about Logan without talking about his work ethic and what he brings, in terms of his preparation, and has really helped him to really excel over the last couple of years. Took a huge step forward, getting over 200 innings last year. All-star season for him. He's really become a leader amongst that pitching staff, and what he continues to do is get better, and he continues to work at it, and there is no quit in him. And he is here. He's getting ready. He's preparing. I think in some ways he does what he did before, but he's not afraid to make changes and adjustments, and he's always just working and making his craft better. He's a great person, a great leader, and a good guy to have to lead that pitching staff.
Seems like every year he reaches a new milestone or a new frontier, whether it's statistical or personal. Just what's next for a guy like that after what he did last season?
Yeah, I mean, I think this game presents itself differently in every year, and I think he has pushed himself in a lot of different directions, and I think he will continue to do that. And last year getting an all-star bid and getting that 200 inning mark is tremendous, and now a chance to continue that, to be consistent with that. Those are tough goals as well in this game, and being able to repeat that or push in a different direction, whatever he decides he wants to go to, I have no doubt that he'll get to where he wants to go.
Danny, how many guys this spring are adding new pitches?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always guys that are going to tweak their repertoire a little bit. You hear from time to time that they've worked on a pitch, and you get a chance to get down here, after the off season's over and see what it looks like. But I know Bryce Miller is putting on a little bit of a cutter here, and that's something he's thinking about adding. So there are some guys that are tweaking their repertoire a little bit, but this is a pitching staff that has a pretty good repertoire as it is, but they're always looking to get better, and that's what makes them so good.
Lots been made about Logan Gilbert's alter ego, Walter, how he kind of turns into different guy. Did you ever have an alter ego, or did you kind of turn into a different player you felt like out on the field?
Yeah, I think I think that is it can be an effective tool for a player, and I know personally in my case, having the physical barrier of Kingdom, walking in from the outside world and sort of putting on a different persona when you got to the ballpark. It is something that I think does help guys, and I think Logan is one of those guys that off the field is just a sweetheart of a person and has a big heart. But when he's on that mound, he is as a competitor as anybody, and I think that's what helps guys become the players they are. Is they're able to sort of manage that different perspective when they get between the lines. That they're able to let it all hang out.
And I'm meaning to ask you about the catching situation going into this season. Do you see it as a similar scenario of how you guys ended last year with Cal taking most of the reps and Garver kind of slotting into that second role?
Yeah, I mean at this point, no doubt about it, and Cal is a guy that has taken a big part of the load here over the last couple of years, especially last year, and it'll be a matter of helping him manage that to some degree. And Garv, again, bringing that veteran presence. He's been around. He does such a great job with our pitching staff, and the two of them complement each other so well. So we're pretty fortunate to have the pitching that we have, but I think we're also very fortunate to have the battery mates that we have in Cal and Garv, and I'm looking forward for those guys to continue to help this pitching staff become as good as they are.
Mitch took a lot of pride in that role. Even with his struggles last season, he still showed up to work every day and really wanted to contribute, even if it wasn't that backup role. What did you see about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think he did, no doubt. He is a guy that can add a lot of value behind the plate, again, because of his experience, because of what he's seen in this game, and he understands our pitching process very well, and he has helped a lot of guys. So having him back there is a luxury on the days that Cal can't play, and again, the two of them together is a huge asset for us behind the plate.
You guys added a couple other backstops from outside of the organization this offseason. Have you gotten a chance to put some eyes on them? And as a former catcher yourself, just how much are you paying attention to what they're bringing to the table?
Yeah, no doubt. Raposo is new. Blake Hunt is kind of new, but we had a chance to see him a couple of years ago. And Nottingham, we also is new here in camp again, but someone that we've had in the past. So obviously you always take a look. Of course, there's Harry who's coming up as well, and a couple of other guys that are in camp. It's great to have some depth at that position. These guys, continue to push one another, and it's really a great group. And I think Tony Arnridge does such a great job with them. Zach Livingston down here as well. These guys, have created quite a culture for our catching group and the guys behind the plate, and it really does help them to get better, not just physically, but all the mental grind that's behind the plate. And these guys do a great job with that.
How tough is it to see a catcher not only win a Gold Glove but platinum glove as the best defensive player in the league?
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, I think all the Cal deserves all the honors that he got last year. Put up an incredible year, both behind the plate and at the plate. But I think what's equally impressive is the how much he is behind the plate and how durable he is, and to put up a Gold Glove year, to put up that platinum glove. Being behind the plate as much as he is pretty impressive, and I think he's ready again to. He's chomping at the bit for the season to start. He wants to get back in there and start playing, and he's just he's a guy that you have to kind of slow down rather than speed up, because he just wants to be in there at all costs.
How much is too much?
Yeah, I mean that's a question we're gonna have to continue to look at. Thankfully. I've been through it. I know a little bit about that, and it's going to be a lot of conversations with Cal and Garv and helping us understand where those guys are at, and I think Cal is ready to play as many as we'll tell him to go out there. But I think that's just something. Those are conversations we'll continue to have, because we want to keep him strong as best we can throughout the entire season.
Because it seems like he would play every day. If you asked
Yeah.
him, he would.
He would. That's the kind of grinder he is. But you have some luxury in that you have the DH spot. You have some ways that you can get some rest without having to take him completely out. But there are times when catchers need that. They just need the mental break of getting out of a game and getting a true day off. So we'll just continue to read it as we go. I don't think there's a number in mind right now, but obviously he's handled the durability part of the job very well, and so just kind of see how it rolls.
Are you comfortable with two catchers in the lineup? I know you've done it. I mean, some guys they'll do it if they have to, but prefer not to. What do you have?
Yeah, I mean, I am comfortable with it. I think we did it quite a bit last year. And even down the stretch, we had several games where we had both guys in there. One as the DH, one as a catcher, and it does leave you a little bit exposed. But I think if we're ahead of it and planning on it, we can figure out how to do it. But I think I'm comfortable with doing that when needed.
How much have you thought about the speech to the team before the first full squad workouts now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we've done a lot of work as a coaching staff in the off season, and I think we've got a lot of things that we want to say, and getting in front of the group and delivering that message. And then it's not always just about the message that you give, but it's more about the little messages that continue and get sustained throughout all of spring training. So, we're all on the same page, and we're looking, to be ready. Like we mentioned on March 27th, guys being not having to still get ramped up from spring training. We're going to be ramped up, and we're going to be ready to play, and we're going to start strong on the 27th.
Are you a note taker for that? You write notes down? Are you a PowerPoint presentation?
No PowerPoints, but I just hope I don't forget anybody when you're introducing people. That's the big fear for me.
Edgar's your hitting coach.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly.
You don't watch Miracle or something like so you can get fired,
Yeah. No,
Minnesota guy.
Herb Brooks is a hard act to follow for sure.
Dad, I was sorry I was late. I was talking to Tyler Locklear a little bit. Bone asked him of all things to do yoga this off season, and he was doing it once a week, a very intense style. And Bone was actually doing it because he said he would never make a player do something that he wouldn't do. I don't want to know about Perry. I think about Perry doing yoga, but have you noticed anything with Locklear in terms of how he's moving and kind of the mindset of having tasted the major leagues, but trying to get that?
Yeah, I think Locke looks great. I mean, obviously when you look at him, the strength is there, and he has shown that time and time again. I think, Bone, being the incredible coach that he is, having the incredible experience that he's had, really had a great idea to help him, create some, more fluidity in what he does, and that was the purpose behind the yoga. Bone doing it's awesome. I love that. I love Bone and the attitude he brings, the energy he brings. Having an infield coach like that is, again, it's a luxury, and it shows in how well we've played defensively. But Locke is, his bat he's got so much power in that bat, and his ability around the bag has improved so much at first base, and I'm looking forward to seeing. He's another one of those guys that will get some playing time, probably quite a bit of playing time down here in spring training, and we're all anxious to see how it looks.
It seems like the growth a player would get just from experiencing the big leagues at a relative amount of time offers a good motivator, a good kind of idea of what you need to do to get ready.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he had a taste of it last year. That helps. That experience, helps you when you get a chance to play there again. And spring training here is another opportunity for him to show what he can do at this level. And I'm excited to see where he's been. I know he's put in a ton of work this offseason, and this is where you get a chance to see that pay off.